All right, guys, we are live and welcome back to another episode of the Laces Out podcast. This is week 15, I think. We have Jay Bunk with us right now. Waterboy could not make it for the beginning of the show. Possibly could be showing up later. We'll see. But how's it going, Bunk?
Hey, what's up, man? It's going good.
Well, another week in the books. Anything crazy happened in your in the past week with your fantasy football leagues?
Yeah, I missed the playoffs because my team sucked.
I feel you on that. I missed, obviously, in our main league. I missed that one. So I'm not in that one, but I'm in two of the three. So I feel kind of good about that. You know, I snuck in two in all of them. So somehow I made it in two of the three, hoping I can possibly win one. So you're out in all of the leagues, or?
Yeah, I'm done,
Man,
so.
well, we still play FanDuel, so maybe we can get lucky there.
It's my only hope at this point.
Well, I mean, you could be like Waterboy in his situation too. So I don't want to take shots at him that he's not here. He can't really defend himself, but he wasn't defending himself kind of this whole season with that garbage ass team of his.
I mean, that's true. My season could have been over 10 weeks ago. So, I mean, you gotta look at the positives.
Well, let me do a quick shout out to the Bull Rush. Great articles coming out from the Hail Marys, and also our buddy who also has been on the show is Hexorcist, and Hexorcist usually puts out the rankings of every single position, so from quarterback all the way down to tight end. He has his list and stuff, so go check that out. Also, Hail Marys has some good tips for playoffs as well. So yeah, go check them out. We'll drop the link in the description. But other than that, you want to go talk a little bit about Week 14?
Let's do it.
I mean, I was there at that Panthers game, and I kind of called it out a little bit. Falcons have our number, and once again, lose to the Falcons. Every game I go and watch the Panthers versus Falcons, I don't think I've ever seen them win. So Falcons have the number. They won 29-21. They took out Cam in a situation, and I don't know what's going on with the Panthers, but I kind of hope they just lose out so we have a decent pick. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, we suck. Joe Brady got fired, so
Yeah.
I'm the offensive coordinator, or I guess we have an interim one. But yeah, it's just a dumpster fire, man. Hopefully, I don't know. I'm with you. Hopefully, we lose out, we get a good pick, and we recalibrate, refocus in the off season. Hopefully, bring in a quarterback that's more capable than what we have. Um,
Yeah, I definitely don't want to be in the front office of the Panthers right now like that. I feel like everyone's on the hot seat right now, and I think they're kind of just making some moves just to kind of save jobs. And you see, Matt Rule said, he doesn't regret hiring Joe Brady because, that was a part of his plan. It just didn't work out. And, so even though he was a great coach in college, just kind of didn't pan out in the NFL.
Speaking of Rule, what do you think about him? Why you think he's the coach going into next season? You think they give him another go at it, or
I don't know. I'm still 50-50 now. I mean, I've always said, he doesn't have enough time yet. Doesn't have enough time, but there's been situations in the past. I know I've talked about this on the way home from the mountains. I was driving, watching the game, and this was against the Washington football team. And they were out there going in a punt formation on fourth and I would say three. I'm not 100% on what the down was, but I know it was fourth down. We sent the punt unit out. Everyone in the in the stadium booed. They called timeout. Then they went for it, didn't get it, and then boom, they burn a timeout just because the fans wanted them to do something. So I feel like Matt Rule needs to make up his own decisions, not let the fans, because if we did just punt the ball, we still would have had a shot later on. And it ended up to bite us. So, I mean, just situations kind of like that. Switching in PJ Walker and Cam, I think we need to figure out like a set quarterback just for the rest of the season. Let's go. Let's have something in mind. But right now, I just feel like they're just trying a lot of different things, and which I can't blame them for that. But also, it kind of looks real bad as an organization that we don't know what the hell we're doing. So that's kind of how I feel on that topic on Matt Rule. So like I like him, but I feel like he's just not sticking with his gut. I think he's kind of all over the place.
I'm with you, man. I mean, I was excited when we hired him, just because of how he's been to different colleges and
Right.
completely rebuilt the programs and turned them into winning organizations. And honestly, I felt that's what he would do here. I mean, year one, try new things, see what works, see what doesn't work. Here we are coming on the end of year two, and it's like he still doesn't know what
Yeah.
he's doing or what our identity is. Like, we don't have one. Sucky offense or no offense.
There it is. That's our identity.
And subpar defense. I mean, they were good for a while, but lately they've sucked too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just there's no identity whatsoever. We've seen Brady get fired. We've seen other teams making moves. Urban Meyer is out. That's a story of its own. But
yeah.
but
I mean, yeah, for sure.
But I mean, it's just I don't know, man. I gotta see something, dude. Like I follow a lot of Panthers Twitter people, just fans really, but that make up the Roaring Riot. And dude, a lot of them are like off with his head. Like they're done.
Yeah.
Like they want him out of there. So it's gonna be interesting to see if Tepper just gets so much pushback that he's forced to make a move, or if he rolls with him for the third year.
And also, just not even that, but who are we signing? Who are we trading in the offseason? I think right now, I feel like every Panther fan is just kind of annoyed, ready for the season just kind of to end, not to see it anymore, man. I want everyone to be healthy when they play, so that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Every time I watch the game, I'm kind of just hoping for no injuries, because we've already had enough in its own. Obviously our corner with Horn out. I want to see him healthy next year. I want to see what we do. Are we going to trade McCaffrey? Is that a thing? I've been hearing rumors about it. So, but anyway, yeah. Enough of the Panthers. Let's talk about this Urban Meyer stuff. Talking about coaching. Urban Meyers, he got canned not too long ago. And, a lot of things have come out. He's been saying that people are, conspiring against him, coming up with all these stories. None of these are true. But Stephen A., I watched a little segment of him, and he kind of made a good point. He said, if that's true, even if they're conspiring against you, you hired your staff. You handpicked these guys, and they don't like you. Like, that's a problem that they're grouping up against you. But if it is true, like, kicking a kicker, like, I mean, and then saying make your fucking kicks, and then he says, even Lambo was like, don't fucking do that again. And he even said, I'll do what the fuck I want. I'm the head coach. Like, what?
Yeah.
What is, like, I don't know what that's all about, but I feel like I'm almost positive everyone in the NFL organization is kind of happy he got canned. What about you? What are your thoughts on Urban Meyers?
I mean, obviously his college resume speaks for itself. I mean, he was an amazing college coach, but seeing him coming into the NFL, like, honestly, it seems like he was just in over his head, and he, like that kicker situation with Lambo, like, it's almost like he was trying to force his authority on them, like, hey, I'm the coach, it's my way or the highway. Like
you could probably get away with that in college, because there's a lot of young kids You know, obviously you kind of need to do that at some point, but also in the NFL, everyone is adults there. You know, everyone's got lives outside of football. They got, you know, their families to go home to. You can't kick somebody in practice and say make your fucking kicks. Like this isn't high school or college. I mean, and I'm not saying you should be doing it in high school or college. Like I don't think that's acceptable anywhere in all levels. But yeah, I think you're right. I think that's kind of his style. Maybe in college he got away with it probably, and now NFL maybe got a little bit of pushback, and then he just doubled down, and now he's kicking kickers. Like what the fuck? So I don't know. Yeah, he's out of here. It is what it is. But week 14, any games really stick out to you, man? I know we had that big game, Monday night game that we wanted to talk about, the Rams and Cardinals, and I guess we can start with that, even though it was the Monday night game. But man, that game was good. It was good. It came down toward the wire. You know, Kyler Murray just couldn't get it done at the end, but still great game. I thought the Cardinals was going to come out on top before the game started, but now seeing the Rams, you know, they're not going to let them just get bullied both games. So now they're split in the season, and I want to see both of these teams in the playoffs, and I would love to see a rematch just to see what best of 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if these teams don't meet early on, this could be the NFC Championship. I mean, yeah, you got the Packers and Buccaneers, but other than that, I mean, I think LA and Arizona are two of the top teams in the NFC. Both have dynamic offenses, spread the ball around, can put up major points. It's just going to come down to how well their defenses play. But yeah, that was a great game. Another good game was Dallas-Washington. Again, a division game like we talked about, and it was closer than I thought, man. I really thought Dallas would kind of show its dominance, but they didn't. Ended up only winning by a touchdown. But I just wanted to rag on Waterboys while we're on this segment because he came in here saying that Jacksonville was going to upset Tennessee. This was still they didn't put up. They put a big old goose egg up there and lost by 20 to Tennessee. So sorry, Waterboys.
Yeah, Jags not looking good. 2 for 11, similar to Waterboy's record in the season. And you know, you hate to see it. But I mean, hey, we gotta respect Waterboy. He does have a championship, and you know, a few in the UCFL. So we just like to talk a little bit of shit, and that, you know, that's just the whole camaraderie. But one more game that I kind of want to point out, and this wasn't a close one, but I told you this man has got their number as well, just like the Falcons got the Panthers' number. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers have owned the Chicago Bears time in and time out. And it is crazy. You saw a Bears member sack Rodgers early on in that game, did the title belt, gave him the discount double check, and Aaron Rodgers laid it on him and told him to discount double check the scoreboard. They won 45-30 with Aaron Rodgers throwing 4 touchdowns. So shout out to the Green Bay Packers. They look good. Devontae Adams also, I told you. I was saying put him in your FanDuel lineups, but I didn't know until Sunday, like morning, when I was quickly making a FanDuel lineup. I was like, shit, they don't play until tonight. So you couldn't put them in. So unless you did like a later FanDuel lineup, you didn't get to, you know, have that combo. But if you guys did, congratulations on winning some money, because I know you did. But yeah, so that was week 14, and we can head on over to week 15. Any games stand out to you? I mean, last night we saw the Chiefs and the Chargers close game. I was trying to in our CBS Sports pick'em. I went against the grain. I picked the Chargers, and I almost had a little sneaky pick there, but Chiefs did end up on top with that last drive. Kelsey, man, just handling business last night.
Yeah, before I get to the game, just a shout out to Travis Kelsey. Go screw yourself. almost 40 points this week. Where was that last week when I needed it to make the playoffs?
You would have been in. You would have been in. So,
Well,
Kelsey just said a big fuck you.
Yeah, basically. Who doesn't like me? Whatever. But besides that,
next year you're still gonna somehow end up with them, and you're gonna love them again. It's a love-hate over there in the Funk household.
It's definitely possible. But screw you, Kelsey.
Well, I guess hang on. I guess we can talk a little bit about what's going on, or I'll let you do it because I just woke up from a nap and now I know that we have a Saturday game now. We have 2 Monday night games. I don't know what the hell's going on, so I'm gonna let you break it down and what's going on with all this COVID cancellation and rescheduling going on.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, COVID is just running rampant within the NFL. I mean, it's
and NBA as well.
Yeah, just every team right now is struggling with having several people on the COVID list, coaches, players. So the NFL has not canceled any games yet, but has rescheduled some. So tomorrow you got New England and Indianapolis tomorrow night, and then the Raiders game against the Browns also got rescheduled for Monday night. So there's 2 Monday night games now. And then the Seahawks, Rams, and Washington Eagles got rescheduled for Tuesday. So
more football.
Yeah, I mean, I saw Phil Yates post something like 8 of the next 10 days have an NFL game. So congrats to us NFL fans. But keep an eye, check your league settings, check your, whatever you need to check to make sure your players are active. Check the waiver wire if you've got people on COVID lists. But most importantly, pay attention to your settings to make sure you can play the players that are in those other games. Because that could be big for matchups. But yeah, pretty interesting, man.
Yeah.
Hopefully, no games get canceled.
Looking also. We had the 2 Monday night games. I was just looking at the times, and wow, Monday at night. I wouldn't even consider this night. It's 5 p.m. So we get off work Monday and go watch some football. That's going to be pretty cool. Raiders, Browns. I mean, it is Raiders, Browns. I don't know what we're going to see there, but.
That's why they didn't do it prime time.
Yeah, well, in Washington as well. They had 2 out with COVID. Both quarterbacks, Kyle Allen and Taylor Heineke. So I'm assuming by then they should be good. Maybe I'm not really sure.
Possible.
Maybe I guess they got to take the 2 negatives. By the way, just got my results negative. Woo!
Whoop, whoop.
Good for the weekend. Going to Halo tournament. See you in Raleigh, people. Just kidding. But anyway, but not really. If you guys, hey, Halo. See you there, Raleigh. Any games stand out to you though? Here in Week 15.
So we talked about the Panthers already. So they're going to lose by 3 touchdowns to the Bills. Patriots Colts, man, that's a big game tomorrow night. Yeah. Patriots kind of run away with their division. The Colts are still in the mix in their division. So that's that's got playoff implications. Both teams, Patriots at this point trying to win the division, staying ahead of Buffalo.
Get some home field advantage probably too.
Yeah, for sure. Because it's been an off year. The Chiefs aren't pulling away with it. Nobody's pulling away with it. So home field is still out there for sure.
Yeah, Ravens not too far behind either. But they have a tough game this week. They're going to have to go up against Aaron Rodgers, who's been looking great. They're 10-3. Packers are. We talk about home field advantage. That's another team that is trying to look for a home field advantage. Obviously in the NFC. For the Packers, but don't look for them laying off the brake or laying off the gas at all. I could see them going for it. So I think that game's going to be really interesting. Lamar Jackson versus Aaron Rodgers. Lamar, usually pops off toward the end of the season, getting a playoff ready. So yeah, and they're 5-1 at home. and the Packers really don't have that the best road record. They're 4-3. So I'm kind of looking out for that game. The Packers are favored though by 7. So that's a spread that I'm kind of interested on. If you're gonna bet the spread, I think I would go +7 with the Ravens. I think it's gonna be a little bit closer than I think it's gonna be within the touchdown.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Pittsburgh, Tennessee is a game to keep an eye on as well.
Yeah.
Tennessee right now with the division lead, the Colts are chasing them, so both of those games are big for that division. That's pretty close. Tampa Bay is pretty much running away with with our sucky division. So I mean, that game really doesn't mean much to them.
Yeah. Cardinals Lions. I don't know what massacre that's gonna look like, but I mean, geez, and that's another undefeated away team is the Arizona Cardinals. So, plug in the Cardinals on your FanDuel lineups. This time, I am actually telling you guys plug that in. I mean, throw in the James Conner, throw in the Kyler Murray, everybody. We do have. I guess I can say you guys have some possibility nice flex options because Hopkins was out. So. Obviously he's out for they say a few games at least.
Yeah, I think they said he's pretty much done for the regular season. He might come back for the playoffs, but
yeah, hopefully he comes back for the playoffs because he's a big time player for the Cardinals. And yeah, so plug in some possibly Christian Kirks or some different receivers from the Cardinals because I think that's just going to be a blowout team. But I don't know. The Texans and Jags. Who the battle of the toilet bowl. Who's going to win that game? I think this one's actually going to I struggled picking this game. I don't know who's going to win that. What do you think, man? I mean, I think the Jags might rally without Urban Myers there. That's kind of where I'm leaning for. But
right.
I don't know, man. I think that could go either way.
I think I picked the Texans, to be honest with you. I don't have it in front of me, but I think I did. I don't know, man. You got Davis Mills at quarterback for the Texans. Yeah, I mean, we already talked about Jacksonville, how much of a disaster it is. But like you said, maybe
I picked the Jacksonville Jaguars. I told you they're rallying. Screw Urban Myers. We're going for the dub, fellas.
You got me wanting to now.
Oh, hang on. I think I got your results too. Keep talking. I'll let you know if you have it.
I mean, yeah. I mean, maybe this new guy comes in and changes the scheme, and Trevor Lawrence can get going. He's been slow getting started.
Hey, you picked Jacksonville with me. Let's go! Houston's going to win by 30.
Probably so.
Always go against us here in the Laces Out podcast. This is not our best season for sure, honestly. We've been having fun, though. That's what matters. We haven't missed a week. So we're consistent. We're doing something right. We're doing something right by being consistent. Might not have the best picks. Might not have the best fantasy football records. Might not be in playoffs. We're having a good time, and we're consistent. Bang. That's what's important.
Hey, we're still helping y'all. I mean, whatever we say, just do the opposite. I mean,
there you go. You can't. I mean,
beggars can't be choosers.
I mean, you should have already saw a trend that everything we touch turn into L's. So you just gotta go against the trend. There you go. You're welcome. But guys, well, I guess Waterboy's not going to be able to make it because we're going to end the show here soon. But any boom and bust players, I know we haven't talked about this before the show, but any player that you're kind of looking at to maybe target in FanDuel, because I know that's something that we're going to be focused on a little bit more since we have a little bit of time of not tinkering our lineups in the UCFL.
Honestly, man, I haven't even looked at the COVID player. Like,
It's
the
true.
people
I don't even
affected
know who's
by
playing.
COVID. Like, dude, for real, check your rosters, check the schedule, check waivers, whatever. Like, there's gonna be there is and going to be more probably between now and Sunday players added to the COVID list. Like, it's unreal. So
Yeah.
there's gonna be backups and probably some RB1s and flex options and stuff like that sneak into your lineup.
I think these flex options are going to be huge this week, just because of how many people are out, how many, well, especially this. A lot of people who are not in playoffs, like ourselves, are dropping people in waivers just because they don't need them. So
Yeah.
if you are in playoffs, keep looking at the waivers, because you might see somebody drop onto the waivers that you could possibly pick up, and it could be a game or a league winning pickup. So
Yep.
somebody who just doesn't need a running back or something, that they just gave up or whatever, kind of being salty. And that's one thing I will say: don't be that guy in your league that's dropping Hopkins just because he's out for the next, well, I guess Hopkins would be a bad thing because regular season he's out, but someone who's just got COVID or something, you're dropping them. Don't do that, because it ruins it for the league. But if you are also in the league, still look for it, because it can happen, and that could be really beneficial and give you the edge on in playoffs. So that's one thing that I would want to point out. Any other tips that you want to give before we call it a show?
No, I don't think so, man. Just keep an eye on the updates. They're coming in daily,
every hour, honestly.
Players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have this app. It's called News Center. It's the RotoWire News Center. This is kind of what it looks like when you open it. I keep it on. I put it NFL, and I have it on the latest news. You can keep scrolling and stuff and just see who's in, who's out. That keeps me updated. So, download that. It's free, and might help you see the news faster than your opponents, and you can snag whoever you need off the waiver wires. So anyway, I think that's it for week 15. Good luck to everybody in the playoffs. But if you're like us, good luck on FanDuel. We'll see you guys in week 16, hopefully with Waterboy. We'll see you guys next time. Peace out.
See you.